Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 28 of our federal Spring of 61 campaign. Alright, first things first, we do have a new viewer unit to plug in here, and they are in Tradoc. That is the 1st Volunteer Cossack Brigade out of Pennsylvania. They are forming up right now. They'll be ready to go in 24 days. I have yet to decide which corps they are going to be going to, but they will definitely be heading out to the Western Theater. Just not exactly sure where yet. Possibly 7th Corps. And that unit is for Matthew Franz. Franz or France? I think it's France. Forgive me if I mispronounced your last name. Alright, moving on from there, we're going to go into the historical record. One thing I literally, right before I started shooting this video, someone shot me a question about a comment they'd sent. Apparently not all the comments are making it through. So YouTube does flag potentially inappropriate comments. They're actually supposed to go to a held to review section for me to review, and they're not even ending up there. So I'd be a little careful on how you write out some things in the future. YouTube can be a little restrictive sometimes, and it can get annoying. I mean, I know some things are going to be inappropriate, and I can read word, like some of the comments aren't coming through are actually for like the viewer units, and something's potentially inappropriate. I can always reword it to work better for the YouTube, but it doesn't always allow that. So just a heads up there. So we're going to move into the historical record for right now. So once again, as a reminder, these videos are always chaptered, so you can jump around to whichever section you do so choose. A letter from Abigail Wade to her husband, Sergeant Michael Wade, Buffalo Soldiers. Dear Michael, our sweet rendezvous in Lawrence was a godsend. I'm still flabbergasted how you managed to send word to us to meet you in Lawrence. How you managed to get those 2 magical days off after making safe our home. Children and I were so much needed you, even if that time was brief. My dear, you most assuredly made it worth every minute, including our nightly passions. I fluster, thinking about the animal you were, and oh my, how you can manage to function after 2 whole days and no sleep. I fear I may have famished you physically instead of revivifying you. For that I am sorry. The flame of our love is like a raging fire refusing to be extinguished. Oh, you must make clear the victory and return to us post-haste. We await you with bated breath for our hero's swift return home. Forever yours, Abigail Wade. An article from the Grumpy Times, dated 18 June 1863, Thursday evening edition. 2 days and a short scrap. General Scott and old Abe on his back. General McClellan quickly retook St. Louis before turning his second course south toward the rebel army at Cairo, Illinois. What looked like a delay in action, the Lone Corps of the Army of Kentucky marched out, stopping General McClellan's march and forcing a fight not long after crossing the mighty Mississippi River. General McClellan ordered his men to start marching towards the rebel lines around a quarter after on the morning of the 17th. It was close to 8 in the evening on the 17th when reports from the Buffalo Soldiers. The Rebs had dug in like ticks on a dog along the road and in the woods on either side of the road as well. When General McClellan heard the report, anyone in earshot could hear him yelling, "Those damn Rebs read my mind." By 5 in the morning, the sound of Union men finishing a quick meal before setting out, the sound of rebel cannons coming to life to welcome the new day. General McClellan ordered General Hurlburt in the 18th Division to lead the attack on the rebels dug in those woods on the left of the road, just a few yards in front of them. It was 6:30 when the 18th Division made it to the wood line, being met by what looked like a single rebel brigade and a battery of guns. At the same time, a single brigade came into view, starting to push up the road, which turned into a rebel division launching an attack. General McClellan ordered General Anderson in the 8th Division to turn and face the Rebs' attack, covering the right flank of the 18th Division. It was 7:15 when the Cyclone Blacksmiths came under fire from the leading Reb cavalry. After a short exchange of fire, the Cyclones and the fire on the flank of the Rebel cavalry from every gun in the 4th Division, forcing the Rebel cavalry back, started running back to Kentucky. They asked some of the boys from the Irish and Carson's trappers what happened after they entered the woods, They all said the same thing. As we came out of the woods, we came under fire from 2 or more Red brigades who looked like they were waiting for us. It was around 7:15 when a lone Rebel brigade who kept up the attack started to take fire from the 5th German Rifles. At the same time, I looked to my right to see the 15th starting to move up towards the woods on the right. About 7:45, the 8th Division shifted down, keeping the 18th's flank covered. Shortly after 8, the 8th Division, now on the flank of the Rebel center, General McClellan gave the order to attack the Rebel lines. By 8:30, when the 5th Germans started to exchange fire with the Rebs, I spoke with some of the men from the Danish lifeguards about what the 15th that they were up to in the woods on the right for them to say. We ordered to find the left flank and turn it, but after entering those woods, we found the whole Rebel corps hiding in there. About 9:15, when it looked like the Rebels trying to shift their brigades to hold against the 8th Division's push, trying to roll up their lines, turned out they're trying to withdraw from the battle. By 9 in the morning, I could hear General McClellan saying, "Where are all my playthings going? Looks like those barracks want to stay and fight like those Yellow Bella infantry." With the Rebels full in retreat from the field by 9:10, General McClellan calls this battle a good 2 days of easy fighting, but most of his command called a day of marching and a morning of stubborn skirmishing by the Rebs. By the end of the fighting, the Rebels lost close to 5,000 men wounded or killed, and the 2nd Corps lost close to 500 men wounded or killed. With how General Beverly H. Robertson set up his men on the same road as the 2nd Corps was using, some were wondering if there's a spy in the ranks. It was a wounded soldier, turns out to be General Robertson's own son, who told how one of their scouts found General McClellan's orders of battle under a cigar wrapper. If that is true, General McClellan almost gave the Rebels a huge victory. Not for the men of the 2nd Corps hard fighting this day. It still remains unknown if General Scott will replace McClellan with anyone, due to how many political allies McClellan still has back in Washington. And once again, as always, I do really enjoy these letters and articles that you guys keep writing. As I said right before I went into the historical record there, I was just having a conversation with one of the commenters. You got to be a little cognizant of what you're writing sometimes. It won't always make it through. All right, we're actually going to go into a recap here. It's going to be a little longer than usual because things got a little weird last episode. I was really starting to think my game was glitching out until the battle kicked off. Let's start over here. So, the Potomac line is still holding steady. The Rebels have not increased their numbers in the area as far as I know. They still have a corps that's possibly sitting outside of Marietta, but they've never moved. It says they have about 6,000 men, but the last time they were seen was September. So that information is well out of date. We did just fight. I'm not even going to say the Battle of Benton Ferry, more of a skirmish at Benton Ferry, as the Rebels just basically fought a delay in action, would not even come to blows with us at all. So we are now resecuring Cairo with 2nd Corps, and as soon as 2nd Corps is ready to go again, I'll be pushing them down into Carrollton. 5th Corps is at Little Rock, Arkansas right now, and they are stuck in place until they get the supply depot built, as even though they're green, they are completely without supply at this point. As soon as they are back up and ready to go, I'll be sending them over to Fort Smith. 7th Corps, as we all know, lost control of the Indian territories and got pushed back 3 times without putting up a fight. So I've replaced General Mansfield with General Reno. Hopefully he will do a better job. Right now he has orders, because he's at orange into yellow. I have given him orders to pull back to Dallas for right now to refit before pushing him back up to Fort Washita. 6th Corps, which I rushed up from New Orleans. Here I was thinking they were going to be out of action for the rest of the campaign. I rushed them up here to help save the situation, and the 2 Corps passed by each other without getting into a combat. So 6th Corps right now sitting up here at Fort Towson. And they do show orders moving down to Gregg's Corps, but I just halted those as they're in the yellow right now. I want to give it a few more days until they're in the green. So I want to make sure they engage in a combat with Gregg's Corps and resecure Shreveport. And down here in the Gulf, we are once again still trying to take down Fort St. Philippe. I wanted 6th Corps to take down the 2 forts that remained here outside of New Orleans, but for some reason they did not engage the forts. So I don't know what caused that. So the fleet will be trying once again to take care of those forts. Actually, give those orders to move right now. So things are moving a little weirdly out here. My corps are now outside of 5th Corps. All of my corps are out of position from where I wanted them at this point. And, that's a good thing, actually, because it means the AI is actually putting up a fight and trying. Though I think they had to cheat a little to make this happen. But that should cover everything, so I will be back with the next major event. Alrighty, we have actually made it all the way through to July without another action happening. We did chase... I was attempting to chase Greg's Corps with 2nd Corps, and they just keep falling away from us. Greg's Corps, Robertson's Corps. The 27,000 men getting reinforced to 28,000, and I'm trying to force them back south into Kentucky at this point. I do kind of need 2nd Corps to be doing what I needed to do originally, take Carrollton. That may fall on 5th Corps once their supply depot is finished and they actually have food again. 19 days away from completion. And 7th Corps is now in Dallas, and they do have supplies, but I do have them sitting there building a supply depot while the readiness is getting better, just in case I have to fall back on Dallas again. We did chase away Greg's Corps out of Shreveport. They didn't put up a fight. They're now outside of Harrisonburg, so I'm ordering 6th Corps down to Alexandria to keep an eye on them. So I can't cross the Mississippi over here. I was able to cross to get New Orleans because that's a requirement for Louisiana, but I'm not allowed to cross over to Mississippi here to go after them. Actually, that's not the Mississippi. I can cross over and go after them, but they're probably not going to fight. That's not the Mississippi. This is the Mississippi. I'm looking at the wrong river. So I can go chase them down. It's just a matter of will they fight or not. I don't think their readiness will allow it. But that's actually good for us because that's one less corps that's operating out in the Indian Territory that we have to deal with. But other than that, let's move on to the monthlies. So current economy rating is A. Liabilities still amount to $1 billion. We did not have to cut any more bonds. Current economy cycle is contraction while the population is low and decreasing. And I figured out what the hell they did with Alton. This is the big reason why, is up here. They got 4 fleets sitting in Long Island Sound up here. They are blockading everything over here. So I thought there was only 2 fleets up here. They actually have 4 fleets up here. So we know what they did with all that tonnage. It's all sitting up here in the Long Island Sound, blocking all my major ports. You figure they'd be down here combating my fleet, taking down their fortifications. No, they're blockading all my major ports. Last month, we constructed 4 buildings. I did start... They're not done yet. I started constructing on 4 banks, which should help our economy move along. I just put them in areas that had a lot of industry. So that should help those industries work better and get our supplies running a little more smoothly. Export imports are $1.7 billion across the board. As I stated previously, we do believe this is a glitch with the Whiskey and Lemons DLC. And average corporate production over the last 3 months was $394 million, a change of plus $7.9 million. Now, I'm not going to go over the shortages. It's just a fool's game trying to catch up on that stuff. Financially, as you can see, where the Confederates have always been spending more money than us, this is the first time in a few months, since May, where I've taken a big dip, and that's because I built those 4 banks. And they cost me about $4 million each. Actually, I'm about to cut another bond because I'm $856,000 in the hole. And we're spending $155 million more than we are bringing in. But once those banks are complete, that number should drop exponentially, because that's going to mean more money in the economy. Looking at intelligence, the rebels are finally working on diplomacy too, so maybe they're going to start trying to bring the British and French into the fight. Who knows? But this is something they should have done a long time ago. So the relations are still at 26%. It says they've recruited 1,200 more men into 5 brigades, so that sounds bunch of artillery batteries, maybe a cavalry brigade, small one. Or it could just be 5 batteries. It started building another 4 ships. And morale of Confederate armies is at 67%, a change of plus 9% recently. And the enemy's lost 1 high-ranking officer, and that was General Rains, who we killed at, not Benton Ferry, but we killed him at Franklin. Looking at strategy. National morale, we're at 74 to their 48. So they're dropping quick. National support, we're at 53 to their 59. Our support's low because we do control a lot of southern territory. And plus they're blockading the hell out of us up here in the northeast. Men in the field, we have 214,594 in the field to their 219,245. So they are finding troops somewhere. That's fine. Like I said, we'll just keep filling the mass graves with them. Naval tons, we're at 66,220 tons to their 229,750. I'm thinking they have a lot of wooden ships, not a lot of ironclads, hopefully. Battles won, we're at 59 to their 5. So this is increased by 2 because of the retreats from the 7th Corps. They never actually fought a battle. I guess they count those oh, no. My bad, they recaptured 2 forts. So they have 5 victories, and those are 5 fort captures. No battlefield victories themselves. I just remembered that. Total cash so far, we're sitting at 104,673 to their 297,482. Looking at policies, like I said, we did Complete Bank Act. We are now working on Military Act 3. As soon as that is finished, we'll move over to Revenue Act 3. And projects. So one thing I did notice is they have 2 squadrons in the Mississippi River, and I can't even build wooden gunboats. So we're going to take the armored gunboat. So I can start building some wooden gunboats at least to deal with those squadrons. I have put together a small squadron of fourth rates and ship's tenders. Not very effective, so I'm going to build about 10 of these and get those into the Mississippi and take back control of that river. I think that's about all we need from this. Because we're not subsidized on... I can take another level of weapon production. Okay. Yeah, let's take another level of that. That will help us out with the weapons production. So weapons right now. All my cavalry now armed with Sharps rifles. Actually brought me down to 532 956 leftover pieces. So I did place another order of 10,000. And their standardization is now at 16. So 10,000 stand only takes 112 days for the carbines now. The Sharps are still only at a standardization of 12. So this is a running order. I still have 161 days to complete. But the standardization will be higher once it's complete. So the next order will be even faster. But it does take a long time to get those Sharps in. But we do have a lot of brigades that are actually armed with those now. I think we're up to 9 brigades, maybe 10 brigades that have the Sharps rifles. So we are getting them out there. And that should cover everything for right now, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now July 7th, and we have ourselves a battle at Washington, D.C. It looks like Gist and Early, Army of Virginia in its entirety, is pushing into Washington, D.C. right now, under the command of Daniel Ruggles. Early's Corps and Gist's Corps. They're bringing 33,360 infantry, 3,993 cavalry, and 22 guns. We're initially going to have 4th Corps on the field with 33,857 men and 61 guns, so fairly even on fight. I don't think the battle will go long enough for 3rd Corps to arrive. It's going on 8 a.m. now, so it's going to be an all-day battle, so I don't see it going to it. If I have my say, it's not going to a day 2. So I will see you all on the other side of the load screen. Welcome, my grunts, to the 15th Battle of Washington, D.C. Never pictured there'd be this many battles over the city. Alright, so game plan is here. So they are actually only have the 1 entry point this time. Thankfully. So we kind of know where they're coming from. So my plan for right now is to send the cavalry across the river here once again. There might be rebels up here, there might not be. They're going to scout up in this direction first, and then push down here to block the crossing on the stream here on the Broad Branch. I have, and just in case there is a rebel corps up here, I do have the 14th Infantry Division standing by over here. Down here on this side, 13th Division is going to immediately march down Blagden's Mill Road to Argyle Mill and block the crossing here. And they're going to be supported by 12th Division. I'm going to try and bring the artillery up to see if we can't get any shots in down here by Pierce's Mill, but we may or may not. So, straightforward plan. They do have us outnumbered, so I want to choke point them on the river if possible. We'll see if that works out. If I could choke point them there and then bring down the 14th Division on their flanks, so much the better. So that's the plan for right now, so I'll be back once we have contact with the rebels. Well, it's now 8:48 in the morning, and we are in contact with the first rebel units, and we're getting to the crossing about the same time as them pushing their first units over. So we're actually in an excellent position here to get on some high ground in these woods on top of them. So really couldn't ask for it. It would have been better to grab them back here at the crossing, but it's fine that we didn't, as our other division, where the hell is our division commander? The 12th Division is getting into position up here to block this crossing. So I'm going to leave one brigade here to watch over the crossing and send the other 2 brigades to flank this crossing here. So we'll have them in a nice little spot when they come up. Right now, it's a couple of my generic brigades facing off with them. 2nd Brigade, 4th Brigade, and 3rd Brigade. But if they do fine, if any of them do well in this battle, they will be earning a name. Early's Corps is now entering the field, so they're stacked up behind everybody. So I'm going to start moving the 14th Division down the road here and onto this flank, along with the Cavalry Division. Which is now under the command of Gregg, who was the former commander of the Pennsylvania Guard Cavalry. Ooh, their morale's not looking too hot. Oh, their morale's only 42. We can force this issue fast. I'll let my troops get into a position and let them come at us, though. If it doesn't take them too long. It's probably Early's Corps trying to take this crossing. Good job getting position, Shank. Sherman, take your brigade over this way. We're about to crush them like a grape. Where's Dimnick? He's coming up. Okay, they're going to avoid this crossing, it looks like. That works for me. They'll want to use one crossing. That is fine. It's going to take a while for these guys to cut through the woods. I might be able to force this entire affair with just the 13th Division. It looks like it'll be a few more minutes before I get anything cooked off, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 9:40 in the morning, and I am starting to shift into an attack here. The Rebel Corps is basically bottled up right here. One brigade did slip across down here, and Schenk's 2nd Brigade is taking care of them right now. And I've ordered the rest of the brigades on this side of the river to start forming a circle over here on the corps that's trapped down here at the crossing. Looks like someone's trying to escape over here. This is just a 2-target rich environment to ignore. I had to push in while I had the chance, because they are just stacked up here. Yeah, push a little closer on him. Get some better shots in there. Let's go to Sherman. Get your men moving. That's a good position for Dimmick. Got the engineers coming up to form on his left. Once these brigades in position, we'll have the encirclement basically complete until Sherman gets in position. Double time in position, please. Don't get left out of the fun. It's a free shooting gallery right here. You guys going to attempt a breakout? Let's see you try. Engineers, I need you up here now. Starting to spread out. Sherman, engage Grimes. Come on, 4th Brigade, get in position. Missing out on the fun. There's 14th Division coming down the road now. If I was a rebel on the other side of the river looking at what these guys are marching into, I would not be a happy camper. New York, engage Claiborne, please. And with that battery, oh, someone's wounded. Williams is wounded. Commander of 4th Brigade. 8 casualties, and he's one of them. Got to turn off AI. Don't need looking that way, just fire in that direction. That's all you got to do. Guys are still there. Shank, chase them down. It looked like everybody else is trying to push across down here. The other corps probably still up the hillside. I just stop there and start firing. Guys are taking forever getting in position. Alright, stay on them, New York. Yeah, I'm caught in a crossfire. Oh, and if anybody's wondering what today's battle brew is, it's actually coffee with a bit of whiskey mixed into it. So, after work favorite. There goes Clayburn. Engineers, let's get you closing in on this circle with everybody else. Sherman, take care of Grimes. Shank, what we got going on here? Too far away from the division commander for me to give him advance orders and move in closer. Gonna ask for better. All my men are in cover and on the high ground. Taking casualties has got to be nothing compared to what they're taking down here. Alright, Shank finally took care of those boys. Refocus back on that crossing just in case Early's corps decides to show up. He's back here still. He was coming on the field. This division. To the hillside. Cavalry, we're actually going to bring you in behind everybody. Change of plan for you boys. Come on down to shooting gallery, boys. Penny a shot. Every reb hits an extra ration of whiskey for the evening. Get a good arc. Fourth, let's push you in a little closer. I got my 3,300 casualties. Thought we'd have them higher than that by now. They're in cover as much as we are, so. Alright, order you guys forward. Why the hell would you turn your backs all of a sudden? Sherman, they're ready to break. Just go bayonet those boys. Try and get this battle done fast. Good job, Sherman. You can't take that Corps commander down in a melee. They're a little jumpier than they should be. There we go. That brigade did not want to break. They reformed again. What the hell? Men are already running low on ammunition. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We're not even using sharps in this brigade yet. Now, nobody in this Corps has sharps yet. Nobody should be low on ammo. Sitting in D.C. all winter and summer, they should have plenty of ammunition. Where our biggest supply depots are. Back at long range. It's in that direction. You gotta love it. They put themselves in a trap of their own making. Where the hell's my cavalry? I did have them up in the woods up here, didn't I? Well, but these guys are actually high enough to fire over their heads for the most part. Engineers are putting in a bit of work today. They did have both Corps over here. I'm not seeing the other one at all. The hell are you boys trying to do? Oh, don't tell me they're going to glitch across the river here. Yeah, they are. Now get up here, cavalry. Everybody's running out of ammo. You guys need to get some shots in. Were you guys that far forward? Maybe I did. Time to start blocking their escape routes off. In that pedigree. Alright, boys, we're on top of each other. Just get in there and start bayoneting. Let's go. Oh, they're on the other side of the river. So, right there. 2nd Brigade. Shows them glitching across, but path finding's over that side of the river. Bayonets and buttstocks, boys. Let's go. Let's see bloody bayonets and brain matter on buttstocks. There they all go. Bet none of them are surrendering, damn it. Pennsylvania Guard, ignore that cavalry. Go for the infantry. I got Carol's dog foxes on the way for them, boys. Give me one good volley, then I'm going to put that Cold Steel 3 perk to work. All right, boys, go get them. Carol, stay on the cavalry. They're going to keep moving away from us. Just keep shooting them. They're not going to engage. Your cavalry's full of cowards. They never engage. Nice big old route. There we go. Get into there, Pennsylvania. Bloody sabers and bloody hooves. Let's see it. Here's their retreat. I think we just laid out some good damage. Pennsylvania Guard just ripping through these boys back here. It's a shame their cavalry will not fight us. See if we can get a charge on them. Get in there. See if we can't lock them in. None of these brigades are surrendering. Their morale's not high. There's a reformed infantry brigade. Go get them. Alright, Carroll's actually managed to corner that cavalry brigade. Good. Give a hand with Dunovan's brigade. Look at this pile of bodies down here. This is McClellan. Where's General Scott? Oh, he's down in there too. Not exactly in it, but he's pretty damn close for an Army commander, especially at his age. And nobody surrendered to us. And only one officer wounded on our side. That's amazing. I guess we'll speed this along now. I'll force this brigade to surrender. They keep reforming. What the hell? That's annoying. And Keros is still chasing them. Yeah, you boys can stop. Oh, those numbers speak for themselves. Took down 12,000 of the 32,000 infantry. We got 600 or 3,800 cavalry. We got all 20 of their guns. Total loss of 13,000 of their 36,000 men. We lost 2,684 of our... Well, if we had our both corner field, 55,879 men. So we had roughly 30,000 infantry on the field. About the same. We actually had about equal numbers on the field at the same time. 307 of our 9,300 cavalry lost, none of our guns. Total loss of 2,991 of our 67,018 men from the army. Let's save this real fast and now go take a look at the paperwork. Right, combat reports. 1st New York Engineers did 672 to infantry, captured 422, 3 to cavalry, 92 to artillery for a total of 1,217. 3rd Cavalry Division, Keros Dog Foxes did 413 to infantry, captured 618. 43 to cavalry, took another 131 prisoners, total 1,105. Pennsylvania Guard, these guys just came right there at the end too. Pennsylvania Guard did 787 to infantry, captured 1,700, did 8 to cavalry. Brigade total 2,498. I think Pennsylvania Guard's going to be getting the Grumpy Seal of Approval again. Thirteenth Infantry Division. 3rd Brigade did 1,803 to infantry, 346 prisoners, 19 to cavalry, 31 artillery for a total of 2,200. PA Guard beat them. 4th Brigade did 1,563 to infantry, 183 captured, 165 cavalry, 63 to artillery for a total of 1,974. 2nd Brigade did 713 to infantry, 44 to cav, 10 to artillery, total 768. Division total 4,942. 14th Division did not fight. 12th Division. 3rd Brigade did 790 to infantry, 180 prisoners, total 988. 4th Brigade did 722 to infantry, captured 1,057, 311 to cavalry, 121 to artillery for total 2,212. 2nd Brigade did 212 to infantry, 25 to cav, total 245. Division total 3,445. The Artillery Division did not fight. So once again, the Pennsylvania Guards get the Grumpy Seal of Approval with those casualty outputs in the last few minutes there. But I do feel that 22. I do feel this 4th Brigade right here, Dimmick's Brigade, deserves a name. Let's see here. Where's Dimmick? Right here. So we'll find out where they're from after the battle. So we'll put that up for a vote again. Let's see if we got any of their officers. We wounded early. Captured Mountain. Surprised we captured him. His brigade didn't surrender. Wounded Canty. Wounded Gist. So we wounded both corps commanders. Wow, this is a tiny ass corps. Only 4 officers this time, but 2 of the corps commanders were wounded, and one big name was captured. I mean, damn. 2 corps commanders in one fight. Wow, that's a big loss. All right, we'll get closed out of here, and I will see you all at the newspaper screen. A glorious victory at the 15th Battle of Washington, and glorious, I wouldn't say it was glory. They are trapped in a bowl, and we just basically slaughtered them. I guess you can call that glorious, I don't know. Military terminology, time period, yeah. All right. 15th Battle of Washington is ended with the Army of Virginia retreating in panic. The Army reportedly suffered total casualties of 12,887 men. There are 1,077 killed, 7,143 captured. Our casualties totaled 2,991 men, 408 killed, 421 missing, and the rest are wounded. We captured 9,800 rifles, 11 guns from the field, and sent 7,296 soldiers into our catch and release program. Oof. Victories like these in all these battles, General Scott's staying more famous than my avatar because of all that. Like I said, I do believe that one brigade deserves a name. I'm trying to get rid of all the generic brigade names at this point. Dimmick's brigade definitely earned it. There we go. They are... Okay, they're from Connecticut, gray uniforms. So just like the last time we named a brigade, everybody put your suggestions in the comments below for a name for this brigade. And we will put it to a vote at the Saturday live stream once I have enough people on to do a vote on it. So put those suggestions in there, and if you're at the live stream, we'll get the vote on in there. Let's roll that one off. All right, nothing much else has changed on the map. I'm kind of waiting for the Army transmiss ratings to come up so I can engage them with 6 corps. I just don't want to just keep chasing them. I do have 6 corps advancing up to where this other corps is because they were building supply depots, so I figured they paid for it. We might as well take it. 7th Corps is still recovering their readiness. Their supply depot is almost built too. They got supplies, like I said, but we just need their readiness back up in the green before I send them back up to reclaim Fort Washita. 5th Corps is still building their supply depot. They are blockaded by the 2 fleets in the squadron. Oh, 6th Corps does have a fight, but we're going to save this one for next episode. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this to 1 battle per episode until the end of the campaign. But we did get quite a bit accomplished this episode. We got a little further along than I expected to. Slowly getting our corps back into positions I need them at. So, once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And I just ask that you be subscribed to the channel if you do request a brigade. Can't tell who's subscribed, who's not, so honor system there. And I was about to say something else. Now I can't remember what the hell I was going to say. Oh, comments. Once again, as always, if you're enjoying the series, bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. Get the algorithm working in our favor. And I'll see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.